Hey guys, I thought I'd just share this with you. So I've got this lovely Leman Russ for Christmas, which I'm planning to make magnetise with all the variants. So I thought I'd just talk you through what I'm going to do and what I've done so far. The only part I've actually glued together so far is the whole part. So that's all glued. Everything else has not been glued yet. So the turret, oh sorry, I've got the hatch on as well. So I didn't want the driver, so the hatch is glued on. So what I've done with the turret is I've put two little magnets, you can see just inside the turret capsule there, stuck in with super glue. So I think it's the negative side, it's facing out on both sides. I'm using the small, tiny magnets. I'll put a link in the description below, but you can see these are incredibly tiny. I think they're about 2 or 3 mil across, 2 mil across, and probably 1 mil deep, if that. So I've put 2 of those inside the turret there. So when that's set, I will be gluing the turret together. What I might do is also magnetise the option for a searchlight on here, but we'll possibly come to that later on. Now, the turret options, there's many turret options. A couple of them use the same turret, so it wasn't as simple as just sticking the barrel on and then magnetising the turrets. What I've done is I've had to clip off, let me see if I can find it. So all the turrets come with, you can see, these little nodules that allow it to clip in place. So what I'm doing is clipping these off, and then I'm drilling in ever so slightly, probably about 1 millimeter deep, with a 2 mil drill bit, like that. And then I'm sticking the magnets inside the holes that I drill, with the positive side facing out, so that when we get the turret together, what you'll have is, hopefully a moment of truth, what you'll have is the gun that can be put in place, and so you have the gun go inside there, so that's magnetised in place now. So that's all good, and it still does the rotating thing. So I'll come back when I'm doing the next turret to show you what I did. Okay, what I did find was that it was slightly hard to get the magnetised turret in, so I've just shaved a tiny bit on the left and the right, just so that the magnets will pass through and into the inside. What I've also done is that I've trimmed off the bottom curved edges, so I've made a straight edge along the bottom instead of the round edge that you would get normally, like that. So these will be trimmed as well, and the reason for that is just so that the turret can slip, in and out of that gap. Put it away, just so the turret can slip in and out of that gap properly. There we go. Hey guys, I just wanted to show you the next steps that I've done. So I've now magnetised a couple of these bits, so come out fairly easily and slot in fairly easy, just like so. So that's those options done. What I've also done is I've magnetised the searchlight, because that's obviously an option for the Leman Russ. So these are very tiny magnets, don't know whether you can see that. I think they're about 1 mil. So there's a magnet just there. It's not as recessed as much as I like, so if you're doing this, I would recommend just drilling down a little bit further. Don't worry about going through the plastic, it's actually quite thick there, so you don't need to worry. And the same on the end there. And then it just snaps into place, and that's your searchlight option done. What I have been doing is gluing the hole a bit more. So you saw that I glued the hole before, but I've now glued the turret option on, and inside the turret you can see there's a magnet at the top. And what it will also do is, on the weapon options, is drill a magnet into the top half of the weapon so they can slot into there. Okay, so the main hull is now built. Let's just take this off so I can show you properly. So everything on the hull is now completed. We've got the exhaust and the storage on the back, and we've got all the weapon systems on the front and the cover. So as I said, this is all magnetised now with different weapons, so that just slots in. 2mm magnet and one on the inside at the top. So I've done it near the top and near the top on these, and I'll do the same on the sponsons. So they'll both be near the top, so any weapons that apply to both front and the side, they'll go on there. One thing I would say is when you're drilling out, because you're using a 2mm drill bit, these weapons can be quite thin, so just be careful that you make sure you get it in the centre. You can see that I misjudged slightly on the multi-melter, and it kind of went off centre. It's not a massive problem, it's still in place and it won't be a massive issue, it still fits in nicely, but it's just something just to keep an eye on. Make sure you get a pin or something, find the centre point, and just just drill very carefully when you're doing it. It's very difficult to get, but the results are well worth it, as you can see. So yeah, what we're going to do now is, you might be wondering why I've got these plastic panels on the side. I'm going to do a reverse Leman Russ. So the plan is to have the tracks on the other way to what they normally would be like, just to make it a little bit different, make it stand out from the crowd. So what I'm going to do now is complete the tracks and then we'll come back. So I've started working my way through magnetising all the weapon options, and I've stuck the tracks on. So you can see, like I say, all these have been magnetised at the top, and just see the magnet in there. So what I've found now is I'm working on the turrets. So the optional turrets, so this part fits 2 turrets, and what I've actually found is Games Workshop have actually been legends for once in their model design. This part doesn't actually need magnets, so all of these hexagonal shapes slot in nicely without too much trouble. So like so. So there's no need magnetising this part if that's what you're considering. They just slot in. Obviously put it in the right way around rather than sideways, but yeah, so that's nice and easy. So now I'm just going to magnetise the rest of the weapons, making sure that I drill them out at the top, drill out some of the barrels, and just put some finishing touches like the smoke launchers on. I've put one on, I need to put the other ones on, put the hooks on. I'm considering doing something with the front, and I might make a few sandbags, but we'll see. Okay, and the model is complete. So we have all the weapon options attached, just clip in, and like I said previously, this one, hexagonal shape, you don't need to magnetise or anything, just slips in nicely with the other one. So that one just go into there. It's difficult to do one-handed, bear in mind. So that one just goes in there like that. No need to magnetise that one, it's all good. And then we also have this one. And the auto cannons as well. Simple as. And then we've also got the magnetised searchlight and the magnetised weapon options, so to have whatever you want, just slat in there. Now all I've got to do is paint it. So I did say I was might think about doing the front, so what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to put a dozer blade on the front, so it doesn't look so strange. So that's going to go on there and get painted up, and that's going to be the model complete. So yeah, so I hope you enjoyed. I will share pictures of this once I've painted it, but it might be quite a while down the line. But yeah, so I hope you enjoyed, and yeah, if you did, like and subscribe. Cheers.